Hi guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to be encapsulating our logic into our page so that the app.py becomes much simpler and we can very easily reproduce a search. I'm going to start off at app.py again by asking the user what author they want and what tag they want. Now I'm no longer going to be showing the user what tags there are available because I want to run through the search very quickly. So this is just an alternative way of doing things. Instead of getting the available tags and printing that, we're going to just delete that, we're going to delete that, we're going to delete that, and we're left with the central part of the logic, which is select an author, select a tag, and click the search button. So we're going to cut that, and we're going to instead do page.search for quotes, author, and tag, or selected tag rather. I'm just going to rename it to tag. Now, we're also going to print this because we want to be as simple as possible. So what this is going to do is something slightly different. It's no longer saying, hey, I want to do this with the page. Now this is saying, I want to use this page to search for quotes, and I don't actually care what happens to the page itself. This is a slightly different way of going about interacting with a page using Selenium, but it's a perfectly valid way and something I'd encourage you to do. If you can encapsulate actions within the page, it's going to make using the page very easy. So going over to the quotes page, now down here, we're going to add our method. And that is going to be search for quotes. Takes in an author name, which is a string, and a tag name, which is a string, and is going to return a list of quote parser. Okay, the first thing it's going to do is going to do select author name. So it's just going to call this method here. Then it's going to try to do something, and what it's going to try to do is select a tag, and that's going to be the tag name. But it's possible that it won't find it. No such element exception. And this one here has to be imported, by the way, from Selenium. So import Selenium, there you go. So you want to do from Selenium common exceptions, import no such element exception. If it can't find it, that means that this tag didn't exist for this author. So we're going to raise an invalid tag for author error. And finally, if that doesn't happen, it's going to do self.search button, click, and then return self.quotes. Now we do need to have this invalid tag for author error, which is going to be a value error subclass, and it's not going to do anything. Okay, capital F, there you go. So, went a bit quickly there, but all this is doing is selecting an author, then selecting a tag, then clicking the button, and then returning quotes. And notice that all this is doing is it's using other methods and properties that we have previously defined and used in app.py. This is a very natural progression for your applications. First, you define your application as doing something, and then you encapsulate that application logic into a method or a function. Here, putting it inside this page makes sense because it modifies and interacts with the page itself. By allowing the page to give us everything you need in order to search and find quotes, it means that your apps become much simpler, and also the page can still work as normal using the other methods if you want. We've added some error handling with this try except, just in case that this tag name isn't valid, because we're no longer telling the user what tags are valid. So doing that will raise an error if the tag doesn't exist. Let's go over to app.py and run it, and now you'll see that we've done another improvement. We ask for the author and the tag first, and then we do the slow thing, which is launching Chrome. So we're going to do Bob Marley and music. And now here comes Chrome, and everything happens instantly. It's no waiting for us to type. So there you have your program, and there you have your quote. Because this application only ever prints out one quote for this tag, you get a list of one element, but if there were more, you would get a list of all quotes. This is how we can encapsulate some logic into our page, and this is really helpful to simplify your applications. Thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.